Hey folks, Species 7 here. Welcome back to Alpental. Yes, indeed, we are back on the farm, out in the forest and all that happiness. Now, the last episode, we were having a little bit of issues, or I was having a little bit of issues, it may have been the episode before, with the forestry thing. Specifically, it's the fact that this poor old chipper was just driving me nuts. And I thought perhaps it was the fault of this wonderful mod here. Well, as it turns out, actually, no, this mod works rather well. The chipper works as well. It's a combination of things. If you have an issue with the chipper, to be able to clear it, it has to get rid of any chips it has in it, or it won't clear out. And you'll notice I've changed trailers. This is a brand new mod I've just downloaded. Really nice, AgriLiner Muck 403, I believe is what it's called, and nice little flip tops on it and such. The difference is the trailer that I was using, now any trailer that accepts silage is supposed to accept wood chips, and that other trailer I was using there was in fact a small percentage of wood chip in it. Problem being, some trailers I've noticed, and I tried quite a few, like I've worked on this for quite a while trying to get this to where I was hoping it would do reasonably well and we could do a nice Let's Play. Some trailers seem to have a very small hit spot, and some of them in fact seem to have almost a moving one. Like, just because chips went in it once in that spot doesn't mean they were going to do it again. And this is sort of what led to the problems, was I just couldn't empty this darn thing out when it would jam. So, well, if we get in our nice little John Deere 6630 Forest Edition, we will see. I guess we'll want to open these. So, I believe it's 9. Very nice. It does open right through the pipe, but then again, I probably should have the pipe tucked away. And 8. So there we go. Nice animations, and somehow not requiring the tractor to be on, which is always good. But what you will notice is we have 2% wood chips in the trailer. So yes, that 2% was the bottom stumpy off one of these trees, the little short guy. And then this really weird thing happened. This entire tree is one piece. You'll notice there's not even any cut lines on it. So yeah, it goes all the way from there to here with no cut lines. I don't know that I want to drop something quite that big, so we're going to see if we can grab our trusty Stihl chainsaw. I was just using one of these the other day, darn near the same model. Helping a buddy of mine, we were up getting some firewood. And not for my place, for his place. Alright. See if I can find anywhere along here that it thinks... Ah, there we go. And we have a cut. Nice. Okay. So it's just not showing the cut lines, but I can sorta wander a little bit back and forth till we see the numbers. There we go. Pop. About there. And is that the full last piece? Probably is, eh? I don't think this cuts any more than that. Alright, well there we go. We got some decent logs out of that. Now, you don't particularly want to be throwing your nice stuff through the chipper. Like these 3 pieces here, you would want to actually take and sell those as logs. Worth a much better penny to you. So let's put up our trusty saw. There we go. Hop in this thing. Come on. There we go. That time she started up. Oh, I know why. It was already running. I shut it off. Ooh, and we get a little bit of camera stuck to the tree. So yeah, I think the piece I want to chip is probably this little pointy dude on the end. Nope, just checking to make sure my shovel was where it should be. Alrighty. Okay. Now, I go a little higher here. Just to get this kind of squared out. Whoops. What's that? Okay. Okie dokie. This is probably a fair little chunk of stick, so we don't want to be flinging it around too hard. Oh, like that. Because I don't want to end up pogo sticking or anything weird. So, and I don't know that I'm fond of putting the pointy end in. But before we do that, we really need to turn this on. So we're going to get in our little Lidner GeoTrack 94 Forest model. Isn't that cute? Darn near useless, to be honest with you. It is so underpowered for almost anything you're going to do out here. It is a neat little tractor. It's really well modeled. It does everything well. Maybe fire the stump muncher on the back of it or something and use it for chomping up your stumps. Because as far as hauling stuff, not a lot of poop. No, not really. So, let's light her up. Doo-doo-doo. That's the other thing, like, look at that. It doesn't have black smoke. It actually has white. It makes no difference, but hey, it's not the same old, same old. And let's turn on our chipigator. There we are. It's up to speed. Everything's running. Likey. Okay. Let's get back into our... It's really funny, eh? When you look at this, it says WF track. I used to work for a company called Western Forest Products, and not only is this tractor exactly the same color as their gear, but the way WF is written was pretty much exactly the way Western Forest Products sign was. So, same colors, same font, same everything. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's almost like being back up in a little place called Port Alice, which most of the world hasn't heard of, for better or for worse, I don't know. And, yeah, working for Western Forest Products. And doing sort of the same sort of things. I did run chippers and grinders and all sorts of stuff, although most of them were not on a trailerable platform. They were several hundreds of tons and were firmly bolted into concrete pads. Alright, now here we go. We even got it far enough, it looks like, that it's going to feed in. So let's have a look here. There we go. It's a slow process, but it does do it. It's grabbing it in, and as you can see, it's spitting chips out. So, we are able to produce wood chips. Yep. And slowly pulling the log forward, chewing it up. It's exactly what we want it to do. Seems to have kind of craned it over into the corner, but we are still getting wood chips. So, when you get a good feed where it's actually sucking a nice big chunk of log through the middle of it, then you do get a sort of continuous stream out of that chipper. So there you go. And how are we doing now? Well, we're still at 2%. We're what, at 11.4? There we go. We just hit 3%. So yeah, and you don't get a lot off of these little tippy parts. Like, it didn't even double what I had in there, even though the only other thing we had in there was that little tiny stump. So, well, we might still yet. It's eaten the last piece, which is the biggest part. Well, I don't know. Are you gonna give me my 4%, you little booger? Well, it seems to have eaten the last bit of it. So there you go. You can actually make this thing go, and that tray is yeah, tray, whatever we want to call it. That big trough unit, really handy, really handy. Okay, well, let's shut her down. And it takes it a little while to wind down. There we go. Shut our tractor off, and we have a working, functional chipper. That's just an awesome thing, I tell you. Now, I do believe that there it is. I just want to have one quick little go at something that we have not tried yet. So, yeah, probably better if I just drag it up here. This is that little tip trailer. I showed you guys this in one of the earlier episodes, but we never did get to give her a try. Now this Manitou will trailer up to some stuff. We'll just have to see whether she likes this one or not. And yeah, I'm gonna say not so much. Yeah, not so much. Can we? No, unfortunately, we don't have any way to reduce the lower reduce the rear hitch to lower or raise the pin position on the rear hitch. No, that's fine. That's certainly not something you'd have to go, oh, well, what a useless mod, man. Why'd I ever pick this thing? Because, truth be told, I'm really quite happy with this machine so far. A little bit of a scamper, like, I don't know, the phenomenal acceleration this thing had might be fun as heck, but I doubt it's realistic. You get right down to it. Don't think so. There we go. Bring her in nice and close. I suppose I should, yeah, I think I'm going to do that actually. I'm going to bring that trailer up here. That way we can throw 3 or 4 logs in it and then give her a little bit of a speed up to the whole process. I haven't figured out the raising and the lowering of the rear shovel. It's a fairly simple thing. It's just simply Alt-M will switch between operating the forward crane, the rear shovel, and the crane camera. So you just set it on the one you want and go from there. I didn't think this was quite right. There we go. Just want to make sure it's set where it's supposed to be. So we don't have any issues with it doing things like doing flip outs when I log off and such. Alright. Now, I wonder. It almost looks to me like, let's go to our shield, as they call it, and lower it down. Now let's try backing. Oop, it's a little much, I think. Let's try backing up. No, it doesn't look like this is going to hitch either. That's kind of odd. Kind of odd indeed. Alright. I mean, obviously I drove it out here. Ooh, you're going to want to raise that hitch, that crane thing back up again. So I guess we will have to try, yet again, one of these other little tractors. Huh. That may be a flaw with that mod, that if you set it down where she's not even enough, you might end up not being able to pick it back up again. Let's unhitch this guy and light her up. She should be able to haul the trailer empty, and it's certainly got all of the hitch points required. So it's not like there'd be any question of that. So, oh, and by the way, it does actually look pretty decent with some chains on it. Oh yeah, watch this. Ta-da! They're a little shiny maybe, but I like the pattern on them. Eh? That's pretty cool. Alright. Away we go. Oh, you gonna pick you up now? Or am I gonna have to respawn you and drag you out here? And yeah, this little tractor kicks up a lot of dust. Huh. Alright, well. Whoa. Maybe that's the issue. The hitch point. Oh, okay. All of that was sunk in the dirt and I couldn't see it. Alright, well there you go. That's just your typical derpiness. Yeah, don't try and be right behind this thing, because boy oh boy, she kicks up a lot of dust sometimes. Look at that. Between the smoke and the wheel particle dust. Look at how far that is. Whoa. This is like the pig pen of tractors. You know the old Charlie Brown character, Pigpen? Just like that, man. It was always swirling tons of dust and stuff around. Yeah, that was a great thing. Alright, Mr. Trailer and Tractor Dude. Sure. We'll put you right there. And we will go grab our wonderful Monitou man. The Monitou man. She is quick. Alright. Alright, let's see how she does, shall we? Neat. Very neat. Alright. Coolio. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Let's get another one. Let's throw 3 in, and then we'll try a very short drive with it. So I know these are almost turning out to be more like mod spotlights than perhaps what we might actually think of as an actual episode of a farm sim series, but there's so much new stuff to look at with this new forest mod. You know, some of the guys are being real creative. It's not, they're not all just putting a cage around an existing tractor and going, there you go. So no, some of them have some pretty cool stuff, like this tipper trailer is a completely from scratch mod. You know, with not even so much as an actual existing picture or anything to look at, because it's straight out of the mod author's head and into our game, which is, of course, one of the things that's made Farming Simulator such a successful endeavor for giants. Whoa. The modding community is capable of doing some freaking amazing things with it. Still get a little bit of elastic banding between the head, but that's alright. Now let's drop our third one. I like too, you don't have to be really all crazy careful with what and where you're dropping. Alright. Well, that's not a whole lot of logs, but it's certainly some. And I'm kind of curious now that I really do wish the mod author had added some sort of a stand on there. Indeed, but I want to see if the Manitou can actually tow this thing. Now that I know I have to be just considerably further away, about that far, eh? Because it does have a hitch and it does tow trailers. And if it would do both, tow this trailer and fill it, that would save us a fair bit of the old mucking about, because it's certainly got a little bit of horsepower, so I think it would be able to pull it as long as it wasn't too full. Now, let's keep our eyes open here and see if we actually do get a contact point. No, it doesn't look like it. Not too bad. So I guess what we would do would be to use the any tractor that's got a crane on it, so that once we dump the logs, because I don't really think, to be honest with you, that we can dump the logs directly into the platform that they use. It's a little high, and I'm sure it's that way because that's, you know, it's about as high as our chipper. And that's probably fairly real. Alright. Well, glad that all worked out. You know, pretty much. Yeah. Any tractor you walk away from is a good tractor. Here we go. So, you didn't want to hook up to this guy either, and yet you can plainly see he does have a pin hitch. So is it the same thing? Or are you simply way out of base? There we go. Whoa! Okay. Note to self? Yeah. Yeah, probably. Turn on? Really? Turn it on? Turn it off. What the heck am I... Oh, I guess maybe that's some type of a hold thing. And off, and then X should tip it. That should be fun. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Oh, look. Almost kind. I love the way the physics are sort of really kind of good on the logs, you know. Are you gonna drop down, or are we gonna have to give you another go? Alrighty, not a problem. I can probably shake that loose. So there you go. You probably want to be hooked up to the trailer. Just a piece of... Yeah. Of course, this is way too far past that to do anything now. So... Oh, we're still on that, are we? Oh, and look, that does actually lift the entire hitch up and down when you move the shield. Huh. So, let's go to, we want the crane. And what did I say, Alt-M? Is that my crane or is that my camera? Oh, we're still on shield. Left Alt-M. Yeah. Oh, I wasn't on the machine, sorry. There we go, and crane. So, come on. Okay, we need to turn on. Let's try folding that back up. There we go. She was just caught in the mechanisms. So let's move this guy off to the side as well. I mean, I could probably load them back into the trailer with this, but I think that, yeah, we're just going to put up with that and call her good. So there you are. Now you know. Have the trailer hooked up before you decide to run the other bit to it. And you'll probably end up being a lot happier camper. Are we down? We're down. Nice. So, yeah. Interesting. So it does seem to have a lock script. And the tip certainly works well enough. But yeah, if the author does a version 2, please, Betty, throw some kind of stand in there so we don't get a 4-foot bounce. Yeah. Now, that, I think, is about her for out there. I have been using our beautiful front loader there. We got that nice New Holland, and I have stacked us a little bit of bales back here using the Rambo Meyer, or Meyer Rambo, whatever it's called. Yeah, the big, you know, spiky thing that picks up 6 bales. That's the one. So yeah, but doing a little bit of that, trying to get the rest of this field cleared off. Here we are. Makes sense, this is where it would be. Yeah, I know. You just sometimes gotta shake your head and go, why do I even watch this idiot? I know I do. So yeah, you guys have seen me run this guy before. And you are still hooked up. Aren't you a fine thing? Just a fine thing. Whoop, that's not the one I wanted to drop. There we go. And you just have so much up there, don't you? Let's go back to the right bit of gear. Press the F3. Nice, nice. Go bale collecting. Don't have that many left. And we don't really want to build up that much of a stock of them either, because we do conveniently enough have all the bins for the loose materials. Alright, and we have a full machine. Let's take her up to our trailer. Let's do this the hard way. There's the trailer. Beautiful. At least this New Holland is actually a big enough and powerful enough tractor that you can, you know, do things like this without I think I'm probably, don't keep rolling backwards, I really need you to roll forward. Oops. Right about there, I think. Oop. Give the trailer a little bit of a bang. Need to make sure you're square when you unload that. Like this thing is square to the bales that way. Yeah. Otherwise you'll end up pushing things around a little bit and that's not fun. So there we go. And this trailer, I've noticed when I put another stack on top, it kind of floats a little bit. So I believe this is one of those trailers that locks when you hook up. So if you already have a tractor hooked up to it, i.e. you're not trying to do the whole thing with a single machine, you can probably do just that. And I think I've only got a couple bales left anyways. So let's just finish this. But that's probably going to do her for me, guys. Like I said, I'm going to finish picking up these last few bales, and I'll go put them over with the rest of that stuff. And next time around, I should have this field cleaned up, and we'll be able to make some use of it again. So, not sure. Oh, I've got a couple more bales than I thought I did. Look at that. Lucky fella. We might even use the bales as a money producer, you know. Oh, you're not a bale, you're just a little clump of wheat. I got room for one more? I do. And that, I believe, is it. Yeah. How'd we do? One shy. Aw. Oh, that's just saying. That's just saying. Don't I have one more bale? Oh, what's that? Why did you guys all decide you were gonna fly off? Oh, no. Well, that didn't happen the last time. So maybe... Bump. Maybe... we do want to have a tractor hooked up to this one as well. Make things a little better. Boop. How'd we do? Did we get them all? Yes, we did. Alright. Anyway, I'm going to finish off my baling. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, please leave a like, leave a comment, even subscribe. I'd love to grow the channel. So, till next time, guys, this has been Species 7 from the lovely Alpental map, doing a little farming, a little forestry, making a little money. Take care of each other, folks. Nobody else will. Ciao for now.